Welcome to English Words channel. This video is about Unit 6, What's Wrong with It? Part 1. In this video, we're gonna have the vocab book and then explanation and a PowerPoint presentation, a wonderful one by Mr. Kyle Relfson. We're gonna use English all the time, and this is the beginning of level number 11. This is level number 11, level 11, intermediate 2. We're gonna use English all the time. Unit 6. What's wrong with it? 1. Common, general, general. Undercooked, not cooked enough, This verb cooked, DT, cooked, not cooked enough, not O as a sound, DST and enough, not cooked enough. Sour, having a sharp taste, having a sharp taste. Spoiled. Dry cleaners, a business that cleans clothing. The sound, clothing. Shrink, to make a piece of clothing smaller by accident. Shrink, to make a piece of clothing smaller by accident. Leaking, water or gas coming from a hole. Leaking, water or gas coming from a hole. Also, notice, leaking, in America say leaking, and coming. When I have ing in speaking, in conversation, we make it without G. We make the G silent. So say coming, doing. Having, watching. Charge, to ask for money for a service. Charge, to ask for money for a service. This verb, of course, here, ask, British, American, ask. And this all silent all the time, to ask for money. Landlord, owner, American, British, owner. We make the R silent in British accent, and we make a sound of schwa, sound, owner, owner, British, American, owner. Sink, fix, repair. 2. Exercise 2. Torn. R here, double R, because I have vowel before R. I have O. Torn. Having a hole or a rip in fabric. Having a hole. Torn, having a hole. Damaged. Not in good condition. Not in. T soft D. Not in good condition. Chipped. This is the past and this is the PP, past participle. Chipped. The D here is going to be pronounced T. Why? Because the last sound is the sound of P, like hope, hoped. Not D, but we read it, we say it T. Chip, with a small piece broken off. Stain, a mark from something. Scratches, small cuts from something rough. Small cuts from something rough. Aquarium, Aquarium, a place to keep live fish. Aquarium, a place to keep live fish. Lining, a material that covers the inside surface of something. Lining, a material that covers the inside surface of something. Refund, money that's given back. Refund, money that's given back. Discount, a reduction in the price. Tablecloth, take care the th here as th sound. Tablecloth, a large piece which covers the table. Water pitcher. Water jug, water container. Water pitcher, water jug, water container. Crack, break. Dent, small hollow mark in the surface of something. A small hollow mark in the surface of something. Dent, small hollow mark in the surface of something. 4. These are the words of exercise number 4. Seem to be jammed. Unable to move. Stuck. Seem to be jammed. Unable to move. Stuck. Stitch. To sew two things together. Stitch. To sew two things together. Inconvenience. An example of problems which causes a delay or loss of comfort. So inconvenience, an example of problems. Inconvenience, an example of problems which causes a delay or loss of comfort. Toss, to throw something carelessly. To throw something carelessly. 5. Words of exercise number 5. A store credit, a method of paying for goods or services at a later time. A method of paying for goods or services at a later time. Usually paying interest as well as the original money. A store credit, a method of paying for goods or services at a later time. Usually paying interest as well as the original money. 6. Adjust, to make a change so that something works better. Adjust, to make a change so that something works better. T soft D and R, better. Adjust, to make a change so that something works better. Appliances. Electrical sets. The fuse box, a container holding several fuses for the electrical system of a single house. The fuse box, a container holding several fuses for the electrical system of a single house. Checked. The D, T in the past. D, I read it T, I pronounce it T because there is a K sound. Checked. Examined. Now, let's get started. Unit 6. What's wrong with it? Snapshot. Some common complaints. Common, general. Some common complaints. Complaint number 1. Look at the picture. What do you see here? A man, he has a mobile, he has a cell phone, and he's raising his mobile or his cell phone up. Wireless service. There is no signal, so you can get online. You can get online. Wireless service. There is no signal, so you can't get online. The mobile doesn't work now because there is no wireless service. The service doesn't work. You need a signal for, of course, the mobile. This is for the company of the mobile, such as Vodafone. اتصالات. So you need, of course, at that moment, the signal. What is the second complaint? What is the second problem? Complaint means problems. Problems for peoples. In hotels, the bathroom sink is leaking. Look, this is a sink, and this is the bathroom sink, and the bathroom sink is leaking. Look here, leaking, allowing water to escape. Water is getting out of it. Drops of water. Picture 3. Cleaners. Look at the young lady. She's very sad. The dry cleaner shrinks your favorite sweater. The dry cleaner shrinks to make your clothes smaller. By chance, by accident, not on purpose. So it happens that her favorite sweater shrank. Complaint number 4. This is a taxi, a cab. In American we say cab, C-A-B, B for book. Cab means taxi. The driver tries to charge you too much. The driver tries to charge you too much. The driver asks you for more money. What other complaint here? Look here, this is a man and he's looking at his watch. He's very angry. Doctors. You have to wait a long time for your appointment. So if you are in a clinic, you have to wait a long time for your appointment. This is the last complaint. In restaurants, look at the picture here. What do you see? Fishes, some fish, and they're still alive. Your food is undercooked. Your food is undercooked. It's not cooked well. So these are some complaints that bother people. Have you ever had any of these complaints? Which ones? I think I have all of them. What would you do in each of these situations? If there is a problem in the wireless service, so you take your mobile and you try to speak in the balcony. If the bathroom sink is leaking, no problem. If you are inside a hotel, you can ask someone to fix it. For the cleaners, this is not an easy problem. For the taxis, we try to use the counter all the time. For doctors, we have to wait. There is no solution. In restaurants, if the food is undercooked, of course, I don't go to this restaurant anymore. What other complaints have you had? In Egypt, we have a lot of complaints. For example, teachers give private lessons. Teachers punish their students for having private lessons. Some teachers fail the exams. Some people try to cheat. You have fake products. Fake, not real. 2.
Unit 6. What's wrong with it? Page 36, Exercise 2, Perspectives. Part A. Listen to people describe complaints on a call-in radio show. Check what you think each person should do. Ask Priscilla the problem solver. 1.
I ordered a jacket online, but when it arrived, I found the lining was torn.
Ask for a refund. Send it back and get a new one. 2.
I bought a new table from a store, but when they delivered it, I noticed it was damaged on the top.
Ask for a discount. Ask the store to replace it. 3.
A friend sent me a vase for my birthday, but when it arrived, it was chipped.
Tell her about it. Say nothing and repair it yourself. 4.
I lent a friend my sunglasses, and now there are scratches on the lenses.
Say nothing. Ask him to replace them. 5.
I took some pants to the cleaners, and when they came back, they had a stain on them.
Wash them by hand. Ask the cleaners to wash them again for free.
So here, ask Priscilla, the problem solver. So we have here, in this exercise, we're going to listen to people, and those people describe complaints, problems, on a call-in radio show. You call the program, and the program try to help you solve the problem. Check through what do you think each person should do? What you, D sub D, what do you? Because here I make the Y as a vowel. What do you? What do you think each person should do? 1. I ordered a jacket online on the internet. But when it arrived, I found the lining was torn. I found the lining was torn. The lining was torn. There was a hole in the lining. So you ask for a refund to take your money back, or you send it back and get a new one. You get a new jacket. So what would you do? A refund to get your money back. 2. I bought a new table from a store, but when they delivered it, I noticed it was damaged on the top. It was damaged on the top. There was a damage on the top. Ask for discount means a reduction for the money, for the price, or ask the store to replace it, or I ask the shop to change it. 3. A friend sent me a vase for my birthday, but when it arrived, it was chipped. There was a chip in the vase. Tell her about it. Take care. Tell her about it. I can make tell her, tell her. H silent. Tell her about it. Tell her. Tell her about it. And T soft D. Tell her about it. Or say nothing and repair it yourself. 4. You lent a friend my sunglasses, and now there are scratches on the lenses. So there are some scratches on the lenses of the sunglasses. So he's your friend, so you should say nothing or ask him to replace, to change. I took some pants to the cleaner. Pants. American. British trousers. Trousers. And when they came back, they had a stain on them. So what would you do? You wash them by hand? You wash them by yourself? Without a machine? Or you ask the cleaners to wash them again for free? Or they wash them again but for free? So, have you ever had similar complaints? Have you ever had similar problems? What happened? What did you do? If you had any problems, or if you had any problem like this, what would you do? Tell your friends.
Page 37, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Describing Problems 1. With past participles as adjectives.
The jacket lining is torn. The tabletop is damaged. That vase is chipped. My pants are stained. Her sunglasses are a little scratched. The sink is leaking.
Exception. Is leaking is a present continuous form.
Here, describing problems. With past participles as adjectives. Past participles, PP. So have present, past, and past participles of the verb. Example, tear, the past, tore, the PP, torn. Damage, damaged, damaged. Chip, chipped, chipped. So this is the PP, the past participle of the verb. The jacket lining is torn. The tabletop is damaged. That vase is chipped. My pants are stained. Her sunglasses are a little scratched. So here you have subject, the jacket, the tabletop, the vase, is plus PP. Here the past participle, the PP, is an adjective. If I have plural, her sunglasses are a little scratched. So they are plus PP. PP scratched. This is of course the past participle, but we use it here as an adjective. We have only one exception, and when I say exception means we don't follow the rule. The sink is leaking. So leaking is a present continuous. So this is present continuous because it's happening. It's happening now. The sink is leaking now. So again, the rule here with past participle, you will have subject, it, they, it is, they are, and PP, past participle, as adjective. With the verb leak, we use present continuous. Is leaking. Is leaking is a present continuous form.
With nouns.
It has a tear in it. There's a hole in it. There is some damage on the top. There is a chip in it. They have a stain on them. There are a few scratches on them. It has a leak.
With nouns, it has a tear. It has a tear in it. There is a hole in it. So here, it has a tear. There is a hole. So I describe the problem with noun. There is some damage. There is some damage on the top. There's a chip in it. They have a stain on them. There were a few scratches in them. It had a leak. So here, we use nouns to describe the problem. So I say, it has, there is, plus singular, a tear, a chip. So here, if I have singular, I'm going to say it has, there is, plus noun. A tear, a hole, a chip, some damage. So we say there is or it has plus a noun. Okay? Like a leak, a tear, a hole, a chip, a scratch. There is a scratch if it's just one scratch. A leak. No. But if we talk about plural 2, 3, 4, they have a stain. They have a stain on them. Of course, my pants, trousers, pants, plural in English. They have a stain on them. There are a few scratches in them. Sunglasses, glasses, plural. There are a few scratches and also scratches. Not one scratch, a lot of scratches. 2, 3, 4. So there are a few scratches in them. They have a stain on them. So for the plural, we say there are, they have, plus a plural noun. Scratches.
Okay, so let's look at the grammar that we just saw in the previous example of a woman returning some damaged things. So we're talking about describing types of damage in different ways. Now, we can do that if we use nouns, okay? And we can also do that if we use adjectives. So remember, nouns are like things, and adjectives are descriptions. Now, when we use a noun, remember we're always using have and has to describe that an object or something has something. And with adjectives we're always using the verb to be because it's describing, okay? So let's look, we remember these glasses, okay, that the woman supposedly bought. What was the problem? Well, you could say it with a noun. You could say, it has some scratches, okay? Notice I'm using has and the noun, scratches. So these are scratches. It has scratches. But I could also use an adjective to describe this damage, and I could say, it is scratched. Okay? So if I'm describing this, I could say it is scratched. Or it has scratches. Now let's look at the shirt. Okay? If we remember what was wrong with the shirt, we can use a noun. We can say, it has stains. It has stains. Okay? So if I think about these, each individual one is a stain, but I could say it has stains, or it has some stains maybe, for using the noun. The adjective, it is stained, okay? It is stained. Again, using the verb to be with the adjective, right? So these are just two ways to describe types of damage. Using a noun with the verb have and has, or using an adjective with the verb to be.
Now, in this exercise here, we read the comments from customers in a restaurant. Write sentences in two different ways, using forms of the word in parentheses, then compare with the partner. So in this exercise, you have the complaint, and you try to make it in a different way. So you use PP, past participle, as adjective, or you can use the noun. Example, when I say, number one, it's stained. It's stained, it means it is stained. So stained here, PP, past participle. It has a stain on it. It has a stain. A stain, this is of course a singular noun. So I use a noun here to describe the problem. Number one, this tablecloth isn't very clean. It has a stain. It has a stain. Or it's stained. It's stained, or it has a stain. Number two, could we have another water pitcher? This one, and have here leak. So the answer, this one is leaking. And I'll sit here with the verb leak, we use ing. This one is leaking. Or this one has a leak. Has a leak. 3. The table looks pretty dirty. Pretty. Pretty here means very, very dirty. The table looks pretty dirty. Very dirty. The wood, scratch. I need the verb scratch. The wood is scratched. It is scratched. Ed. Or the wood has a scratch. Or the wood, it has a lot of scratches. The wood has a lot of scratches. 4. The waiter needs a new shirt. The one he's wearing is torn. Is torn. This is tear, tore, torn. The PP. The one is wearing is torn. Another answer, the one is wearing has a tear. Has a tear in it. Has a tear in it. 4. Could you bring me another cup of coffee? Could you bring me another cup of coffee? This cup is chipped. This cup has a chip. 5. The walls really need paint. Is damaged with D. Or the ceiling has some damages. The walls really need paint, and the ceiling has some damages. So again, the answers: number 1, it's stained. It has a stain. Number 2, this one is leaking. This one has a leak. 3, the wood is scratched. It has a lot of scratches. 4, the one is wearing is torn. It has a tear in it. 5, this cup is chipped. This cup has a chip. 6. The ceiling is damaged. The ceiling has some damages. B. Pair work. Describe two problems with each thing below. You use forms of the words in the box. You may use the same word more than once. So here we have different verbs, and we can use two verbs to describe the problem. More than one answer, of course, is possible. Like number 1, look at the picture. What do you see? This is a car and the car is dented. Example A. The car is dented. Yes. And the paint is scratched. And the paint, this is the paint is scratched. The car is dented and the paint is scratched. Second problem, look, what do you see here? What's this? This is water pitcher, water jug, and you have here some water. So I can say it's leaking. It's leaking. It has a leak. The water pitcher is leaking. Another thing also, I could say that of course it's cracked. It's cracked. Cracked. This is a crack. So it's leaking and it's cracked. 3. You have here old pair of jeans. And of course you have some holes, some tears. They are torn. They have here, look at the picture. These are glasses and they're broken. They're broken. They're damaged. They're damaged. They're broken. C. Group work. Look around your classroom. How many problems can you describe? The floor is scratched. The floor is scratched. And the window is cracked. The desks are. So here you try to give examples for your friends. Exercise number 4, listening. Fair exchange. Here, you're gonna listen to 3 customers, 1 to 3. Return an item. They return things they purchased, things they bought. What's the problem? Take notes, then compare, then complete the chart. You were right. What is the item? What is the thing? What's the problem? And will the store exchange it? Will the store replace it? Will the store replace it or not?
Page 38, Exercise 4, Listening. Fair exchange. Part A. Listen to 3 customers return an item they purchased. What's the problem? Take notes, then complete the chart. 1.
Can I help you?
Yes, I bought this briefcase here last week, but there's something wrong with the lock. I can't get it to close properly.
Let me see. Yes, I see what you mean. The lock seems to be jammed or something. No problem. I'll get you another one. Sorry about that.
So number 1, the item, briefcase. The problem, the lock doesn't work. It's jammed. Will the store exchange it? Yes.
2.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I wonder if you could take a look at these shoes I bought here. They're pretty new, but they seem to be falling apart.
Let me see. Yes, this doesn't look right. The stitching is coming out. How long did you say you've had them?
Only about a month. Here's the receipt.
Yes. Well, let me exchange these for you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
2. The item, shoes. Problem: the shoes are falling apart. The stitching is going out. So, will the store exchange it? Yes. 3.
Excuse me.
Yes, how can I help you?
You see this shirt? I bought it here a few weeks ago, but the first time I washed it, the color changed. It went from bright red to light pink.
How did you wash it?
Well, I just tossed it into the washing machine with my other clothes.
What temperature did you use?
I usually wash my clothes in hot water, so I guess hot.
Well, did you check the washing instructions?
Maybe not.
Well, you see here on this label, it says wash in cold water only.
Uh-huh.
So I'm really sorry, but since you didn't follow the washing instructions, I can't really do anything for you.
Number 3. The item, shirt. The problem: the color changed from red to pink during washing. Why? Because the man didn't read the instructions. He washed the shirt. He washed his shirt in hot water. It was written that this shirt should be washed in cold water only. Will the store exchange it? Of course not. No. B. Were the solutions fair? Why or why not? What do you think? Were these solutions fair or they aren't fair? Tell the class. 5. Role play. What's the problem? Student A, you're returning an item to a store. Decide what the item is and explain why you are returning it. So here you will have a conversation between two persons. Look at the picture here. A customer and sales assistant. You're returning something and this thing has a problem. And then you try to negotiate. You try to talk to sales assistant to solve your problem. So this is B, student B. You are a salesperson. A customer is returning an item to the store. Ask these questions. You will make a conversation. One student is a customer, like this young lady, she's a customer. A second one is a sales assistant or a salesman, a salesperson. And you will ask, of course, different questions. Like, what? What exactly is the problem? What is the problem? Can you show it to me? Show it. sound. Can you show it to me? Was it like this when you bought it? Was it like this when you bought it? Bought, British, American, bought. O as a sound. T, soft D, between I and U. Was it like this when you bought it? When did you buy it? Do you have the receipt? Be silent. Receipt. Do you have the receipt? Would you like a refund? A refund? To return your money back. Would you like a refund? Take your money back. Would you like a refund or a store credit? They will take your money back or a store credit. Now, every two students try to make the conversation or the dialogue together. Exercise number 6. Conversation. It keeps burning. Look at the picture here. What do you see? A man, and he's wearing pants, brown shoes, shirt. This is gloves, a glove. And what's this? A tray. A tray. It's burnt. The food is burnt. This is a cooker. Remember this cooker, like universal cooker, I cook, cooker. A cook, a chef. Take care. A cook, a chef, but cooker, this is a cooker. Cooker in the kitchen. So what's the problem? Who is he calling? He's calling somebody. So I think there is a big problem.
Page 38, Exercise 6, Conversation. It keeps burning. Part A. Listen and practice.
Hello?
Hello, Ms. Locke. This is Jack Burr.
Mr. Burr?
In apartment 305.
Oh, yes. What can I do for you? Does your refrigerator need fixing again?
No, it's the oven this time.
Oh, so what's wrong with it?
Well, I think the temperature control needs to be adjusted. The oven keeps burning everything I try to cook.
Really? Okay. I'll have someone look at it right away.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Locke.
By the way, Mr. Burr, are you sure it's the oven and not your cooking?
Ms. Locke and Mr. Burr. Hello? Hello, Ms. Locke. This is Jack Burr. Ah, Mr. Burr. In apartment 305. An apartment flat. And flat number 305. Oh yes, what can I do for you? How can I help you? Does your refrigerator needs fixing again? Refrigerator? The fridge. Fridge. No, it's the oven this time. Oven. So, the oven. The cooker. The oven of the cooker. Oh, so what's wrong with it? Well, I think the temperature control needs to be adjusted. The temperature control needs to be fixed. Adjusted, fixed. The oven keeps burning everything I try to cook. So whenever Mr. Burr tries to cook something, it's burnt. Really? Okay. I'll have someone look at it right away. Thanks a lot, Ms. Locke. Thank you very much. By the way, Mr. Burr, are you sure it's the oven and not your cooking? Are you sure that the problem in the oven of the cooker, or it's your way of cooking? Like you leave, for example, your food in the oven for a long time. Now, please answer this question. Who's calling? Mr. Burr is calling Ms. Locke. Where is he living? In apartment number 305. Apartment 305. Apartment 305. Flat 305. What was the last problem? The refrigerator needed fixing. Now, what is the problem? It's the oven. The oven of the cooker. What's wrong with the oven? The temperature control needs to be adjusted. The temperature control needs to be fixed. The oven keeps burning everything. What is the solution? What will Miss Locke do? She'll have someone look at the oven right away, immediately, now. Number B. Listen to another tenant calling Miss Locke. Tenant, someone who pays money every month to the owner of the flat, to the owner of the house, to the owner of the apartment, to the landlord. So tenant, someone who hires a flat, an apartment, a house, and pays the rent every month. What is the tenant's problem?
Page 38, Exercise 6, Part B. Listen to another tenant calling Ms. Locke. What's the tenant's problem?
Hello?
Hello, is this the manager?
Yes, this is Ms. Locke.
This is Lula Harris in apartment 216.
Yes. How can I help you, Mrs. Harris?
I'm having a problem with the electricity.
What sort of problem with the electricity?
Well, it keeps going off and coming back on again.
I see. Is it just the lights, or is it the appliances, too?
Let me check. No, the refrigerator is okay, so it must be just the lights.
I guess the fuse box needs to be checked. I'll come up and take a look at it right away.
Thanks so much.
So, what is the tenant's problem? Ms. Harris is calling Ms. Locke. She's in flat number 216. Her problem is that the electricity is going on and off. The lights went on and off, so she had no electricity for the lights. This is the tenant's problem. That's the end of course of unit number 6, part 1. Homework number 1, should study by heart and keep the words by heart. Number 2, listen and repeat. Number 3, go to www.cambridge.org/interchange or kid/ for exercises. Number 4, hope you like it, share it, and subscribe. Wish you all good luck. Welcome to English Words channel. This video is about Unit 6, What's Wrong with It? Part 1. In this video, we're gonna have the vocab book and then explanation and a PowerPoint presentation, a wonderful one by Mr. Kyle Ralphson. We're gonna use English all the time, and this is the beginning of level number 11. This is level number 11, level 11, intermediate 2. We're gonna use English all the time. Unit 6. What's wrong with it? 1. common, common, general, common, general. Undercooked, not cooked enough, not cooked enough. This verb cooked, D-T, cooked, not cooked enough. Not, O as a sound, D-S-T, and enough. Not cooked enough. Sour, sour, having a sharp taste. Sour, having a sharp taste. Spoiled, spoiled. Dry cleaners, dry cleaners. A business that cleans clothing, clothing. The sound, clothing. Shrink, to make a piece of clothing smaller by accident. Shrink, to make a piece of clothing smaller by accident. Leaking, leaking, water or gas. A store credit, a method of paying for goods or services at a later time. A method of paying for goods or services at a later time. Usually paying interest as well as the original money. A store credit, a method of paying for goods or services at a later time, usually paying interest as well as the original money. 6. Adjust, adjust, to make a change so that something works better. Adjust, to make a change so that something works better, better. T soft D and R, better. Adjust, to make a change so that something works better. Appliances, electrical sets, electrical sets. The fuse box, a container holding several fuses for the electrical system of a single house, The fuse box, a container holding several fuses for the electrical system of a single house. Check, checked, checked. The D, T in the past. D, I read it T, I pronounce it T because there is a K sound. Check, checked, checked. Examine, examined, examined. Now, let's get started. Unit 6. What's wrong with it? Snapshot. Some common complaints. Common, general. Some common complaints. Complaints. Water or gas coming from a hole. Leaking. Water or gas coming from a hole. Also, notice leaking. In America, say leaking. And coming, coming. When I have ing in speaking, in conversation, we make it without G. We make the G silent. So say coming, coming. Doing, doing. Having, having. Watching, watching. Charge, charge. To ask for money for a service. Charge. To ask for money for a service. This verb, of course, here, ask, British. American, ask. And this all silent all the time, to ask for money. Landlord, landlord, owner. Owner, American. British, owner. We make the R silent in British accent, and we make a sound of schwa, sound. Owner, owner, owner. Owner, British. American, owner. Sink. Sink, fix. Repair, repair. 2. Exercise 2. Torn, torn. R here, double R, because I have vowel before R. I have O. Torn. Having a hole or a rip in fabric. Having a hole. Torn, having a hole. Damaged, damaged. Not in good condition. not a reduction in the price. Tablecloth. Take care the th here as sound. Tablecloth. A large piece which covers the table. Water pitcher. Water pitcher. Water jug. Water container. Water pitcher. Water jug. Water container. Crack. Break. Dent. Small hollow mark in the surface of something. A small hollow mark in the surface of something. Dent. Small hollow mark in the surface of something. 4. These are the words of exercise number 4. Seem to be jammed. Unable to move. Stuck. Seem to be jammed. Unable to move. Stuck. Stitch. To sew two things together. Stitch. To sew two things together. Inconvenience. An example of problems which causes a delay or loss of comfort. So inconvenience, an example of problems. Inconvenience, an example of problems which causes a delay or loss of comfort. Toss. To throw something carelessly. To throw something carelessly. 5. Words of exercise number 5. Not in good condition. Not in. T soft D. Not in. Not in good condition. Chip. Chipped. This is the past and this is the PP past participle. Chip, chipped, chipped. The D here is going to be pronounced T. Why? Because the last sound is the sound of P, like hope, hoped. Not D, but we read it. We say it T. Chip. With a small piece broken off. With a small piece broken off. Stain. A mark from something. Stain. A mark from something. Scratches. Small cuts from something rough. Scratches. Small cuts from something rough. Aquarium. A place to keep live fish. Aquarium. A place to keep live fish. Lining. A material that covers the inside surface of something. Lining. A material that covers the inside surface of something. Refund. Money that's given back. Refund. Money that's given back. Discount. A reduction in the price.